Order filled.
Alright, so I just took this trade. Um, my sound wasn't working at first, that's why for that. So basically, I'm going for 24 ticks. My risk is 12. Um, I think it's a pretty good trade. The bias is very down. We did hold a few times here, and I did get a trade long just now, because we are still within the overnight lows and highs, so you can still good trade both ways basically. But yeah, so here, basically, I'm thinking we held for a third time off these lows that we made, and then it started to turn down again, and that's with already having such a bearish bias. We're clearly making lower highs. Um, we're probably trying to get down to the overnight low, so that's what I'm thinking here for this short. Um, I'm going for 1 to 2, so um, yeah, anyway, I'll just let the trade play out now. Oh, and yeah, I know it's pretty late. I usually don't make videos this late. I usually don't even trade this late. Um, but I'm still trading, so I thought I'd record this, and then after this trade, I'm gonna be done. I'll just go over the chart, and then yeah, kind of looks like we are going into a range. So I have these lows. I can probably turn this into a range. Um, guess that's not. Yeah, that doesn't seem bad. But all right. So yeah, I think this might be in play. So I'll leave it for now. I'll just see if it reacts off it later. Well, actually, I won't because I'm not gonna be trading for much longer. So either way, that could be in play. Let me just check my sound is working. Okay, it is. I'm always afraid of it not recording the audio. Um, because one time I started making a video and then had to restart after I realized after a couple minutes it wasn't recording. Alright, let's get out. 6 points. Let's go. God, I hate it when it goes one tick from your target. Backs up again. Alright, nice. We're out of that trade for 6 points, so very nice. Alright, yeah, I had a lot of good trades today. So I had I did have 2 losses today, which um, it's the first time I've had 2 losses in one day in a really long time. But either way, so it's fine. I'm up. I'm still up. Let's see exactly. So this trade right here, I went short. I knew it wasn't perfect. I knew it was congestive. I probably shouldn't have taken that. I was just going for 1-to-1 because it was clear to me I couldn't go for 1-to-2. Um, I knew I had to get out below these lows. I thought that I would have enough room, um, and I did not get filled on my target. But either way, you know, if I had just gone in with a limit order, I would have been all right. I should have just gotten out earlier or just not entered. So so anyway, that was that first trade. We have this uptrend break, first leg to a new high, second leg, and then it rushes back below the EMA, but that doesn't last long. There's not really a trade to go long here because you can't, you know, it could, you know, you just came off the overnight highs and there's two attempts at a new high. It could just, you know, reach the other side of the range now. Um, so you can't really go long there, but anyway, you have a first entry short, second entry short, failure. Obviously, that's not a perfect one because the two entries are so far away, but you do still have an uptrend break, expecting a new high. You don't get a perfect setup though. You get this entry, which is blocked by that short-term trend line, and then you have a higher low with no sort of signal bar at all. Um, anyway, now we make a new high from this uptrend, break, new high, and also from this short-term uptrend with a break, new high. Then we go into a range. And so here, you know, you're looking to buy off the lows and short off the highs. Um, Here, I didn't take this. Honestly, I didn't even notice it in real time. I might have just not been paying attention at this point. But it's a second entry short off the highs. Um, it really doesn't look that bad because the uptrend is all played out. It's at the highs. It's consistently rejected it here. You can. There hasn't been like clear, you know, support off the EMA to where you can't short into it because you are in a range. So you can go into the EMA with less worry. So that trade honestly does look kind of good. It looks like it does have some short-term trend line, but that really doesn't look that bad. And also, it kind of looks like it might. Never mind. It looked like it might have overshot, but it didn't. So it's not a horrible trade, but it does have short-term trend line. So here we break out, pull back. We get a second entry short, breakout pullback. Now the breakout pullback itself isn't very good because you know you broke out of the overnight high, and usually with breakout pullbacks you want to take them in trends. So that's what I usually do, but it is still a breakout pullback and it's a second entry short. But that bar is huge. You know, it almost went to the high of the range, and then you know you obviously can't enter on that bar. If you got like a nice little bar right here, closing decently below the EMA, and it rejects the EMA, then I think it would have been better. But yeah. And these two areas right here, I just wanted to mark these two areas. I didn't take a trade on either one of them, but it's just an area that will often get trades. Like here, you do get a failed second entry, but I don't like how it was strongly shooting below the EMA. So we bounce off the overnight, and then the EMA rejects. So I was thinking we might not go very far, but you know, it's still an area. You know, had the EMA gotten lower and we got like a leg above it, you know, or if this higher low set up better, then we could have gotten that. But there's really nothing there. Here, this trade I think is better than this trade because you have this new downtrend, a break, and then a clear attempt at a new low, and then a rejection of the overnight highs. Um, I was honestly still kind of worried about taking it just because we did also reject the EMA. It was kind of congestive, so it's really not that bad looking of a trade. But you know, there's a few things about it that aren't good. You know, had we gotten like a higher low, I likely would have taken that just because like if it rushed above the EMA, the context would have been really good if we got a higher low, but we just don't get that. Um, Obviously, technically, this is a higher low, but you can't take that. I mean, just like a nice entry bar right above the EMA. So anyway, we rush below, and we pull back. There's no entry, just a first entry with a huge bar. Well, it's not that huge of a bar, but it's sort of just really far from the EMA, and you don't really want to be entering there. So we push lower, we pull back again. It gets very congestive. There's actually looks like there's kind of these lows forming right here, and then it breaks out and pulls back, and then it goes into this downtrend right here. Um, One sec. Okay, there we go. was fixing something in OBS. So we have a couple legs up. We push through the EMA. Here you can look to find a short. You have a very clear second entry, but then it just pushes on through. Um, Here we get congestive. We go into this downtrend. We finally get a break, and then this leads me to my next trade. So, oh, whoops. See, I didn't get any trades. I probably should have taken this one maybe, but there's a long time without getting any trades. And so then here, we get a clear, I was thinking of it as a second entry. It's like a hidden second entry. But then this closes out of the short-term trend line, and then it doesn't even reach the other side once, or twice. So it only reaches it once. So I was thinking it's probably good. It's very bearish. The context is really good. So went for 1 to 2 on that. You'll know I've been going for 1 to 2 a lot more often lately. And clearly there's room for 1 to 2, so I wasn't scared of. And then here we make a new low. Then we reverse, we rush above the EMA. And so we are still inside of the overnight lows, so I know that even though we were very bearish right here, we can still easily quickly reverse and go long. So we rush above the EMA. Then we have a first entry long, second entry long. It did close below the EMA, but it's clearly at a reversal area. The downtrend played out. It's within the overnight highs. There's an early bounce before the overnight low, and then the uptrend has a break. You can expect a new high, second entry long. Short-term downtrend played out. I thought it was an alright trade. Um, I took it right here, one tick above. Um, yeah, there's one thing. Yeah, one thing like that. I don't remember if you entered on this. I don't remember if you got stopped out or not. I didn't take that, but clearly you would have. If you did, you would have been able to avoid it with that short-term trend line. This one closes right out, and then it works. So maybe you got stopped out there. I don't know, but I just don't remember. So anyway, 28 ticks, so that's 7 points right there. And then now we have two legs up, and we rush below the EMA, rush back above the lower high. You don't get a good setup for a lower high. And here you get a failed second entry, which I was wanting to take it, but I kind of got scared out of it with the two legs down. So if it was more like just a leg down and then a couple of small attempts, not really equaling a second leg, then I likely would have taken it. But it's just two legs down. I just wasn't comfortable taking it. Had I gone for 1 to 1, it looks like I would have gotten out, um, but if I went for 1 to 2, I would have been stopped out. So then here's the next loss. Price rushed above the EMA, held with a higher low. I was still thinking that we can be reversing up and that this was just a correction. Then we rushed back above before we reached this double bottom down here. So, considering I was thinking we could go higher because it didn't reach the overnight low, and then now here, it can't reach even this higher low right here. So I thought that we could be heading higher here. Um, Other than that, it wasn't that great of a setup. It was just a higher low and it wasn't really in a trend. Didn't have very good momentum. So yeah, I made a mistake there. It wasn't a very good trade. I was basically just going off of it with the bias, in my head of, oh, it looks like we're in a reversal area and we have a higher low, but higher lows are for trends and fading, and so this was neither. So that was not a very good trade. But either way, um, we rush back below now, and then this is the next trade. Made up a lot of trades right in this area. So it was all day with no trades. It started out with a loss, and then all day with no trades. So that was very annoying. And then just in the last little bit of trading, I got a lot of trades here. So leads to this trade right here, and then basically I was thinking, okay, it's a triple test off these lows. Clearly, price has been trying to get back. We have two big legs down, and then a perfect bar right off of the range lows right here, which I just had it as a triple bottom. I didn't have the highs at first, but clearly there was support there. So I was like, okay, it's a good context area. Um, it's clearly a strong area, so I'll buy there. So 20 ticks, that's 5 points, and then we get to the trade which I recorded for y'all. So um, anyway, that's it. Looks like we pulled back, made another leg down, reached the same point, which it only went one tick past my target. Usually, it's satisfying to see it go a little bit more, but I was going into the very lows right here, so I I felt pretty good about it as long as I had room down to the lows. So, which speaking of that, I had enough room for 1 to 2 down to these lows, and then on that first trade I was going for 1 to 1. I just did not have enough room to the lows, and that's why I got stopped out, I believe. So, just make sure there's room on your trades. And yeah, so I guess that'll do it for the video. I had a really nice day today, even with 2 losses, because like I'm telling you, 1 to 2 is really awesome. Um, just you have to filter out more trades, of course. You can't, there's a lot of trades you can't take and go for 1 to 2, but basically fixing my risk to reward is basically what really helped me out a lot. So anyway, hope you all enjoyed the video. Hope you had a good trading day. Hope you got more trades than me. So anyway, have a good day, everybody. Oh, wait. Before I go, someone commented they wanted me to talk about my study schedule and all that kind of stuff. So basically, how it is I don't study as much as I used to, because I trade more of the time now. So basically, I would wake up at 6, and then after breakfast and all the regular morning stuff, I would basically try to be studying by 6:45 or 7. Um, so I would try to study for like an hour before trading. So I would get chart studying in, and then I would trade for a few hours, and then I would just do a review, and then I would basically be done. I'd have to go work at that point. But then when I got back, um, if I would like deliver late, do deliveries late, then I would just review for a little bit when I got home. So basically, I got a couple hours of chart studying in a day, or like maybe 3 hours a day, apart from trading directly. So that's a pretty good amount of time. So, and then on the weekends, I would do it longer. I would, wake up and then I would have, multiple hours to study in the morning. So um, that's what I would do there. So, that's really it. But anyway, hope y'all had a good day. Um, and anyway, have a good day.